What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and today we're here with Week 1 of the Pokemon Invitational Cup. We are going up against the real Judee and the Denver Blitzles, the Moist Taco 69, as you guys see on the screen. So, if you guys are excited for this, be sure to show some love to that like button. As always, if you guys are new to the city, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know if you guys do want to see, I don't think I'm going to make two separate videos, one a team builder and one a battle, but let me know if, before the battle video, you guys want to see, my team builder, because I'm just going to briefly run down the team really quick before we start into the battles as a post-com, as I am known to do with league battles as opposed to the regular Wi-Fi battles. So, the team here, so the Denver Blitzels had the potential to bring Mega Venusaur, Slowbro, Hawlucha, Chansey, Forretress, Haxorus, Nidoking, Ambipom, Granbull, Typhlosion, Swellow, Electivire, and Armaldo. Very, very threatening team. And you guys know the lineup. If not, our draft analysis will be in the description below. It's where I break down the the league format for the Invitational Cup, as well as all the rules that they do have in place. One rule that I forgot to mention in the draft analysis is that they do have an item clause, so only one item per Pokemon. So you can't run multiple Leftovers users, you can't run multiple Scarfers, multiple Eviolite users, so on and so forth. So you guys can see on my team, I am bringing Cobalion, I'm bringing Kyurem Black, Mega Gardevoir, Starmie, Nidoqueen, and Rotom Heat. The Cobalion is no speed invest with a Scarf, because we are able to outspeed his entire team, provided they don't max out anything higher than 384. We are bringing a specially offensive Kyurem Black. We are bringing a timid Mega Gardevoir, max special attack, max speed. We are bringing a fully defensive Starmie, 248 HP, 252 defense, and then I believe the other 8 in special defense. Specially defensive Nidoqueen, max HP, max special defense with 4 in defense, with the Stealth Rock setup. Starmie's our spinner, and then we do have a Choice Specs Rotom Heat. So, looking at his team, I felt Cobalion was a very safe lead, because we can Volt Switch on anything that comes in that I can't knock out with a close combat. He does have multiple fighting weaknesses on his team right out the gate, as well as that electric weakness in the Slowbro, so I felt like Cobalion was a very safe lead. The only thing that I wasn't too comfortable, if he did bring the Nidoking, and it was a Scarf Nidoking, if he were to lead off with that, I do have the Zen Headbutt for that, but we're going to go on ahead and we are going to hit play right now. I lead off with Cobalion as he leads off with the Ambipom. He goes for the first turn fake out. I'm like, alright, anything that's coming in is taking a huge chunk of damage, so I just go straight up for the close combat. Knocks out the Ambipom first turn, so that is phenomenal news for us. And he goes out into Mimsy the Slowbro. I'm going to hard switch out into Kyurem Black here because I am Choice. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball. That is 19%. Very negligible damage. He stays in on the Shadow Ball. I get a tremendous amount of damage off as he goes for a Scald, hoping to get a burn, but he does not get the burn. So I can go for another Shadow Ball here, but he does have the Chansey, so I do roost up predicting the Chansey to come in. I want to keep this thing at as full health as possible. I go into Fat Bottom Girl because she can take a Toxic and she can take a T-Wave, and now we can set up Rocks on his team, which is going to be good for us. His only form of getting them out of here is with the Forretress, so I do get the Toxic off as he goes for the Calm Mind, which is very scary because we've seen a Mega Slowbro Calm Mind all over us. But even at +1 with no special attack investment, that Thunderbolt's doing a lot. The Scald does a tremendous amount, and if he would have got the burn here, that would have knocked out Nidoqueen. Thankfully, it didn't. He's going to switch out, and he's going to go out into Chansey. I'm just going to go for the T-Bolt here just to get the damage off. I'm at 18%. I know a Seismic Toss is going to take me out, so I'm just going to keep getting chip damage. Maybe the 10% drop with the Earth Power, but I forgot it was Sheer Force. That's why I stayed in on that. I'm going to go out into Cobalion here, predicting the close combat. He switches. I go for the Volt Switch, and I'm going to go out into Rotom Heat. Now, he's going to switch out of here, predicting the Overheat, but I am going to try to keep the pressure on him. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch again, and I'm going to go right back out into Cobalion because he's not. I want to keep the pressure on, and he goes out and I got Zera, the Nidoking. I go for the close combat that does 36%. I'm like, it's not really. So I go back out into Rotom Heat. He goes for the Sludge Wave, does 70%. He's actually a Scarf Nidoking because we have enough speed investment to outspeed timid Nidoking, but he is Scarfed. So he's locked into Sludge Wave. I go back out into Cobalion, and I hit the Volt Switch here on the Forretress. Now, I'm going to pause right here because here's where a play where Mega Gardevoir could have taken, I could have taken this thing out and Cobalion wouldn't have taken as much damage. I could have stayed in with the Mega Gardevoir. He's at 36%. On a low end, I'm doing 35 with a max special attack, timid Hyper Voice, and I would be able to take this thing out. However, that was on a low end. On the high end, I think it did around 44, 45, provided he's a max HP, max defense set, so I could have taken this thing out. However, I wanted to kind of double back out. I didn't know if he was going to stay in, and he had predicted I had the HP Fire or something like that, so that's why I end up double backing out right here into the Cobalion. He is able to get a Gyro Ball off, which is an extra 15% of damage that I don't want to take. I'm going to Volt Switch out on this thing, And I'm going to go out and Starmie because I can take a Rapid Spin, and he unfortunately gets the Rocks away. I've got no way of setting them back up. Rocks would have stayed had I gone for the Hyper Voice, and that would have been completely crucial later on in the game, as you'll see. So it's going to kind of be a little bit of a stally match for about 10 turns here, because I'm going to try to find a way to deal with the Chansey. He goes for the Thunder Wave, but now my Scarfer is paralyzed, and that's unfortunate. I thought he would have switched down to the Nidoking here, but he did not. If I would have went for the close combat, it would have killed him. If I would have gotten a Paraflinch that second turn, I also would have killed him with a third Zen Headbutt. But he is unfortunately going to be able to soft-boiled up and get back up because I have no knockoff users to get rid of that Eviolite. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back out into Cobalion, and I'm going to go for a close combat. I didn't think he'd switch that turn, but he did, so I went for the close combat. If I would have gotten the Volt Switch off on the Slowbro, it would have been really huge damage. So I'm going to switch back out into Kyurem Black here because we know Shadow Ball is doing a ton of damage. He's using the Shadow Ball because it's going to be super effective against the Starmie and the Mega Gardevoir. So he's going to go back out into Chansey here, predicting the Shadow Ball, which is a great play by him. I'm going to go back out into Cobalion here. T-Wave's not going to work. I'm like, I need to get this close combat off, but he does soft-boil back up to full health. I'm fully paralyzed, unfortunately. I go for the Volt Switch here because I wasn't sure what he wanted to do, and he reveals Counter, and with a max HP, max defense Chansey holding an Eviolite, he is able to live a close combat from a max attack Adamant Cobalion, counter and kill me. So it was not a situation I wanted to be in. So he's going to go for the Seismic Toss. We both have two Natural Cure users that are paralyzed. He's going to switch out and go out into the Slowbro. I'm going to go for a Scald here. It's very negligible damage, as you guys can see. And we don't have Analytic, otherwise it would have done a bit more. We do have Natural Cure. So I'm going to switch out here. Kyurem Black. I know I can take a Shadow Ball. I know I can take a Scald. He goes for the Calm Mind again, which, if he's able to get up more than one or two of these, it's super scary for me. That's not the situation I want to be in. So I'm going to be able to go for a Shadow Ball here. He goes for his own Shadow Ball. Now, he can either stay in and take a Shadow Ball, or he can switch. So he does switch out in a Chansey here, and I am able to get a Roost up, which is really awesome. I'm going to hard switch back down to Cobalion. I don't want that Thunder Wave. I can take another Seismic Toss. Keeps going for Seismic Tosses. I'm going to be able to light off a close combat here. And now I'm going to pause one more time. At this point, he can either switch out, he can stay in and get chip damage off, because I believe a Seismic Toss from this range, Seismic Toss from this range will kill me. So if he goes for a Seismic Toss here, he does kill me. He can switch out, predicting me to switch into something I can take the close combat, such as a Nidoking or a Slowbro, and start Calm Minding. So I was very fortunate. I'm not sure what the prediction was here, but he might have anticipated me to switch, and he does stay in and go for the T-Wave. I do not get fully paralyzed. I am able to go for the close combat, and I'm able to knock out the Chansey. So I'm like, this thing was a monster, and I'm so glad it's out of my way. He goes into the Nidoking. I don't need Cobalion anymore now that the Chansey's gone. I go into Shout Tucker because if he's going for an Earth Power, I can take it. I can go for an Ice Beam because it is a 2-hit KO on the Slowbro, actually. So Slowbro switches in here. He's going to take the Toxic damage, and now Shadow Ball was my best play. It's doing neutral damage to everything else, super effective damage to this thing. On a low roll, he would have lived. Now, really quickly, hit. Okay, so you see he got the Dragon Dance up. Now, this would have been a very crucial point. Had I killed the Fortress earlier, he wouldn't have been able to Rapid Spin the rocks away. I could have went for an Ice Beam here, because as you're going to see, he goes to the Dragon Dance, I get the Ice Beam off, hold on using its Focus Sash. So if we would have still had Rock, if we would have stayed in and gotten the Hyper Voice off on that thing and killed it, we wouldn't have had to have had this thing deal with us for so long. So that was a very crucial part on my part, because as you guys can see, now this thing is going to come in and go for a Dragon Claw. I do have my defensive Starmie. I know I can take a Dragon Claw. It's going to do 57%. Scald's going to come through. This thing would have been dead. I would have been able to take in a hit, even a Thunderbolt from the Nidoking here, and I would have been able to fire off a Scald to kill it. Unfortunately, he does go for a Sludge Wave here. All I have left is Mega Gardevoir, and at this point, I do have, it does 93% on a low roll, 93 to 107, I believe, so I did have a 50% chance on the roll to live if you're counting 7% below 100, 7% above 100. I did have a little bit of a 50% chance to live this hit, so I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for the Protect here, just because, you know, I'm going to gamble, I don't know if that Sludge Wave would have lived, but he is able to get the Sludge Wave that does do enough to kill me, so that is going to be good game to the real Judee and the Denver Blitzels. I can see why he was last season's champion. It was a phenomenal game in my opinion. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you'd like, leave a like on the video, leave some criticism or feedback in the comment section below about this battle and what you would have done differently. Next week, I'm going to queue up the schedule right here. Next week, we are going up. You guys will see. Like I said, let me know in the comment section below if you guys do want to see like a little bit of a more in-depth team builder before these battles beforehand. So I will be back next Thursday for another battle in the Pokemon Invitational Cup. All that being said, my name is Crimson CBAD, and I will talk to you all soon. later. So I'm just a train on a rampage. Is what this is. I'm just. Oh my gosh! I'm in a hospital. Oh, not the donut shop. Oh my! Everyone's dead. Tell me. Okay, you know what? I am going to. Tell me that's a randomized encounter right now. I will cry. I will absolutely cry. What else can we find over here? Give me something besides a Bidoof.